here where we're got it and done. Come on back to the Zoom over here.
Islam. I am Brother R. Bey, all rights reserved.
Yeah.
Islam, another AstroCivics Sunday. Yes, it is a late night one, right? So
it's gonna be quick too. I ain't gonna front. I got little bullet points I'm ready to do. I got literature I gotta finish folding. So yeah, I'm ready. I just gotta kind of laminate and staple. That's where I'm at now. But go ahead, bro. Do your thing. Get this share going.
Supreme honors to the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Always keeping them at the forefront. Yeah, it's a lot going on. We're being very creative. I hope everyone else is being very creative and not being distracted, keeping your mind on your personal growth, right? Whether that's mental growth, spiritual growth, physical growth. Just keep growing, keep getting stronger. That's what we're doing. Keep informing yourself. Keep informing others, those who want to listen, right? And today we're going to go over some of the basics, actually, right? Take you back to the degree 1.
Enjoy ye studies. Just sharing this out to all of those, at the Jurisprudence Gym. Sharing it to the Telegram right now. And I'll be sharing it to a few in there, Instagram, Facebook, and then the Jurisprudence Gym website also. So that you guys can come on in and peep this out. Then, those of you that are showing up now, it's amazing. And namaste to you all. Namaste. Islam. I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey here at Morocco. It's less than Mexican. How are you? So, guys, this is how I'm kind of looking at this, right? This is AstroCivics Sunday 20. How's hating yourself going? I just want to know. Just asking for competent Moor. How's hating yourself going? All right. So, and I know you guys are probably thinking like, wow, what kind of clickbaitish type of title is that? I think it's an honest one. I think it's an honest one. Honestly,
we're not trying to trap anybody here, so
no,
it's not at all, right?
Yeah. It's actually I think it's something that most people will avoid to think, because most people want to be comfortable. They want to be Christopher Williams,
comfortable slaves.
Don't wake me, I'm dreaming. That's where they want to be, right? They want to be comfortable in their slumber. And I'm so thankful that and I know you can concur too, brother, when really changing your nutritional choices, it ultimately changes your mind and thinking, right? And what ends up happening, right? What ends up happening is, and I'm sharing this as I'm speaking, what ends up happening is we all began to really think better. We get to see better. We get to see clearer, right? Mm-hmm. And we get to enjoy our studies. Because I notice when, people who don't have the means to enjoy their studies, what occurs is they'll make excuses. And the excuses that normally happens to those that are nutritionally deficient, the excuses that they make is, oh, well, everybody learns differently and at a different pace. No, everybody learns at a different nutritional value. Mm-hmm. That's really what's occurring. All righty. So for you guys that are making excuses to still eat meat, you meat eating excuse makers, right? For you guys, I think you're having, excuses because you have now gotten used to making excuses to be, you've now found a way to be comfortable with being mediocre. You're finding a way to be comfortable with you're trying to get the greatest reward for the least amount of work. And really, I'm not going to say the least amount of work, the least amount of sincerity. Because I know, and I've witnessed often how the universe conspires in your favor when you're sincere. And a lot of beings would much rather enjoy, they would much rather enjoy making an excuse for how quickly they're learning and or regurgitating the information effectively, and regurgitating the information effectively. And me, I'm just kind of like, yeah, no excuse, because it's really simple. And what it boils down to is, me asking a question. Hey, how's hating yourself going? Because you got to really hate yourself to not immediately make the decisions to make better nutritional choices. You still want to eat meat. You still want to eat chicken and beef and, oh man, I only eat bacon like once every 3-4 months, man. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even be eating a lot of pork. That's a problem. Man, sometimes I just be wanting cheese still. It's like, gotta stop the dairy. You get no animal products.
I heard, I think it was Miss Dr. Sabi. She said, the cheese is worse than the meat.
Yeah,
think about it.
Yeah. That you guys gotta and you guys want to be all woke and conscious, and it's funny because this so-called being woke and conscious type of mindset and popularity of turning it into a fad. Everybody, what's good? God's grand rising, kings and queens. It's like, man, these people don't know the etymology pertaining to the words they use. They sound like fucking idiots.
It's going God body.
Yeah, that's that 5% crap. You know what I mean? Zigzag along, fam, and all that. Like, okay, what's the day's mathematics, God? It's everyday civilization, actually. So,
nationality is the order of the day.
Let me ask you a question then. Well, what's the day's menu? What do you do you have fleshless options on on your nutritional menu choice there? I'd like to know.
What's today's civics?
Yeah, basically, what's today's AstroCivics? Like, because all that other stuff, and I know sometimes I know how I present and what I present. It comes off to a lot of people, but then again, they're 9 times out of 10 they're not vegan. It comes off to them because of the parasites that are still in their bodies. Offensive and it's heartless. He's just stuck in one mindset. And actually, I'm not. I'm actually being very loving. I'm sharing a much better decision by being an example of a real man that you probably only ever really see in 7 Hill Star Brothers. That's it. Because being a real man isn't the amount of Federal Reserve notes you can gain for exchanging your time for pecuniary compensation. That's not being a man. Man is mind. So now let's ask, what kind of a mind are you? Let's not ask you what kind of a man are you. So now that includes everybody. What kind of a mind are you? How's hating yourself going? I think I'm going to keep ad-libbing that.
I was chasing the bag going.
And all that goes to, what kind of mind are you?
Right.
And are you making excuses that I'm a grown ass mind? Okay. Okay.
I don't see that mind growing.
But the word between grown and mind is ass. So are they a butthead?
You a ass mind?
So they're a donkey mind, they're a mule, they're stubborn. Okay, I get it. He's a grown stubborn.
Idiot.
That's gotta be it. Is there another option? Or would you like me to just hold on? I'm having a vision. people who think they're conscious, but they're really not getting offended by the words that we're saying.
Shadow banning me on Facebook. Saying troglodyte nigger.
Oh no. Brother R is using some politically correct terminologies. Let's block his comment. Like, what the fuck is that?
Brother R used a scientific name for the what's it called again?
The troglodyte.
No, what's the other word?
Anthropopithecus.
Yeah, Propithecus.
The Anthropopithecus. What's the other word? It's the troglodyte nigger, chimpanzee arebo yavera, right? The troglodyte nigger, arebo yavera, chimpanzee monkey. All righty, which is basically you're mixing our genes with the chimpanzee, and then you come about with our pale-skinned sons and daughters. All right. And not to be rude or mean to our sons and daughters whose consciousness is only pinned at 33 degrees anyway. Again, when we speak, we're speaking for those that are being sincere about being on their path to recognize the 720 that they are naturally. You see this fez? It's 360 here going around my head and 360 above going around my head. 360 plus 360 is 720. So those degrees are there, period. They're not pent. My tassel isn't pent down at 33. I can speak freely. There's no death oath that I've taken to keep knowledge away from those that are sincere. And I'm not here to teach Negro, blacks, coloreds, yellows, browns, whites. I don't care for those undesirable fictions.
Right.
And if you're offended, it's because your vocabulary is limited.
Yep.
I guarantee if you studied, which is what we're going to do here, we're going to take you into some basics that beings actually need when really studying, right? And you just can't just want to be associated with Seven Hill Star and clickety clackety with it like that. I don't go for that shit. I really don't. And I don't have time for people's small-mindedness either. Because I've these past 8 years, about 4 months and some change, I've come across multiple beings who only just want to be conveniently Moorish American. When it comes down to really studying, really having to focus and do for self and the nation in a very industrious fashion, that is few and far between. I was just telling my beloved, go ahead, what'd you say, bro?
I said, they thought they was being industrious.
Oh, you thought you was being industrious, huh?
They thought they was being industrious because they registered a business with the state.
I got a business with the state. Oh, you're performing functions of public office at the pleasure of the governor, which is a substitute bey. Yes, so he's a vicar, and the real bey is like Hasan Ghaziel Bey and Muaba Bey and Horary Bey and Terrell Tamari Bey. Like those are the governors. Anything that's the state of insert name here, governor, are vicar. They're substitutes. And they're really doing what they're doing at the pleasure of the metropolitan, which is another word. Metropolitan is another word for archbishop, who's doing his business at the pleasure of the super vicar, the supreme substitute, which is the Pope. And who he's substituting for? Prophet Noble Drawley. When are you gonna learn? Right? Live now, beloveds, with this on the Jurisprudence Gem website. Somebody tag you, bro, on the Jurisprudence Gem website. Right? And post, right? So, what we're going to do is I actually am going to go into, I actually kind of itemize the list, right? And I itemized the list on purpose for this evening, so we can just be straight to the point. I know it's 11:06 Eastern, or 2300 hours, 6 minutes Eastern, right? It's 8:07 now, 2000 hours and 7 minutes Pacific, right? And adjust your times accordingly, right? In between. So with that being said, what we're going to do is allow ourselves this evening to really just go into some critical things that you really need. You got to stop being the types of beings that still want to go along to get along with the Crayola people. Negro, blacks, coloreds, African Americans, browns, yellows, whites, gingers, all those colors and flavors in the Crayola box that people seek to associate with sentient beings. All those undesirable terms that allude to slavery. All right. So the first thing I really wanted to go in on is the etymology for the word black, right? And I know we can read the whole etymology. What is going to happen though, what we're going to do after each term that I go over, right? And before I get into the word person, because I got a little itemized list, I'm going to ask Brother R to go in on something dealing with Indians, a resource that he had shared with me earlier. Because, a lot of you people like to make colorable alterations. And those colorable alterations are still colored. You want to do tribal government, you're just basically, changing from one color to another in your mind. So I ask, how's self-hate going for you? How's self-hate going for you? Is it comfortable? Does
Yeah, I don't know. I hate on myself.
Is it a warm and resting, relaxing place to be? Hating yourself. You know what? I can't love myself this way. Okay, cool. Then I'm gonna go over here and be Indian. Like, how do you think people near Sindh, Hindustan, now contemporarily called India, how do you think they feel? You know what I mean? So we're gonna we're gonna get to that. I kind of want to go in on black, but yeah, that's
okay, my bad.
No, you're good. Just let the people take a look at it. Like, guys, look at that. All right, take a real good look. Brother R is gonna go in on that. I just think, hold on, let me see, where's person in my list? It is I think it's number 5, but I'm gonna be very short with the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's number 6. I'm gonna be very short with the first one because what we're gonna do today, we're gonna give you guys homework. All righty. So you guys need to write things down. As a matter of fact, let me go to the YouTube and see who showed up. Let's be honest, as always, about the numbers that we see that are here. All right. So let me actually. Oh, hey, look, it's 9 of you guys. You're amazing. Oh, hey, even Spartacus showed up. Way to go, bro. So Tyro Bay says Islam. Spartacus says true. Tyro's laughing. Maya, hey, Maya. Peaceful greetings to you. She says peaceful greetings. All right, guys. So let's go in, right? All right, bro. Let me find. I know I got black somewhere. So let me find that first. Right. All right. So let's see. Come back here to the Zoom, right? And I'm going to share screen, bro. Start broadcast, right? Oh, you know what? Before I do that, I did promise that we'll go in on this too, right? So let me do this first. And let me show you guys a clock real quick. Currently, let's take a look at the clock. All righty. And then I'll bring that up. So I have a clock here, and I just decided to be on my Hellenistic astrology wheel today. All right. Looky, Astro Cookie. I'm having a so-called natal lunar rise myself happening in about less than 4 minutes. All right, Scorpio is on the rise here, guys. So Mars, of course, is in Gemini, right? 21 degrees, right? 21 degrees, 14 minutes in Gemini in the 8th house. So Mars has accidental dignity in the 8th, while it's, having accidental dignity ruling from the 8th house, which is amazing. It's ruling the 8th sign, which is on the rise. So guys, what we're doing here is, we're asking you, how is hating yourself going, which is a dead attribute, right? They say Scorpio and 8th house deals with death and rebirth. So yeah, maybe some of you will actually allow yourselves to resurrect accordingly. Maybe you can, fall in love and have the courage to get the victory for yourself, right? Because the part of Eros, the lot of Eros, which is the lot of Venus, the lot of courage, which is the lot of Mars, and the lot of victory, which is the lot of Jupiter, are all in the 1st house also, right? And the intersection of what's happening for you guys as far as the part of fortune is here in the 7th house, and it looks like what's going on with the part of spirit is happening in the 6th. So this is like, what's destined and what's happening by chance. So when it comes to the chance opportunities pertaining to relationship health and what's actually going on for the collective overall and the values pertaining to said health, it's an intersection that's actually happening in the 2nd house pertaining to the collective values and how people are really going to expand their mind. So, you have to take this higher learning opportunity to meet at that intersection for higher learning, that which is part of spirit there in the 6th house in Taurus, it says, right? 3 degrees Taurus, 2 minutes, about right here where my cursor is, right? That's just really speaking to your overall standing, right? And things that, collectively you're being destined for, and finding those values and servicing those values for your overall status. Part of spirit, kind of have a happenstance type energy for dealing with your health also. So how are you healthily relating, right? So the intersection where this is happening is part of basis. And that intersection is happening in some way for you to value the higher learning. Alrighty, so you guys don't value the higher learning. You might as well just keep going along and get along and being dead. Kiwi liter mortuus, right? So just want to just touch there just a little bit, just skosh, right? And going to now, hey, Kimberly, peaceful greetings to you. See Thomas, peaceful greeting. So how long have you, how is hating yourself going? I get it. Yeah, the title is hilarious. So I like it because it's true. Most people are hating themselves on various levels. It's a bridge that most people are on, right? Because and then when you notice that most people are on a bridge, what you have to realize is that the reason why people are on a bridge, a lot of people are on a bridge, is because they are comfortable in their slumber. Don't wake me, I'm dreaming. That's where you at. So with that being said, let me actually move this out the way, because this is the only word I'm really ready to focus on when coming to this term Black is this. Because the real Black people are these people. Oh, really? That's how you want to act? Those are the real Black people, the pale skins. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of you olive shade, copper tone beings out there are so comfortable in your slumber loving the word Black. And then you got comedians out here and beings that just keep reinforcing it and wanting to publicize being Black, right? It's like, come on, guys, really? You wanna, what'd you think? Absorbing all light is like, ooh, that's noble. That's noble. Yes, I'm absorbing all the light. Ha ha ha. I'm a highfalutin Negro. You guys got to stop that shit. These are the leaves If you look at etymology like a tree, it starts out with the leaves, starts going along the branches, goes down the trunk, and then gets to the root, right? And boy, that root is pale. Yeah, it's been trading places, Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy. So the real black man and black woman are the pale skins. Because black, according to science, is death. So technically, black is dead. Linguistically, black is pale.
Yeah, it could be dead linguistically too, if you trace it back to the root word, the Greek word necro, just dead. That's where they get words like necrophilia, stuff like that.
But they get Negro from, because the G and C, are interchangeable. You are absolutely correct.
It's Negro.
Right?
Necro.
So pale and dead, that's linguistics and jurisprudence also, right? And as bro is saying too, you can take that to mortuary science also. It's also a monkey. Black is also a monkey. So to be triple black is to be pale, dead, and monkey.
And pale is the color of dead bodies. Dead bodies are pale. Turn pale.
You know what I mean? Pale. So if you meet somebody named Blake, Blake is another way of saying pale, black, dead, monkey. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, but I just named my son Blake. It's okay. It's okay. You just named your son dead. Pale, dead monkey. Don't be upset with me. Be upset with the fact that you're so comfortable in hating yourself. So here's my question. How's hating yourself going? Oh my God, but I didn't know. I mean, mothers, that's me caricaturing mothers' voices out there. Because, they immediately, it's like, oh, hold on. There's knowledge coming across that I don't know. I must play victim. Like, stop it. Stop it. Put on your big girl panties and sit like a woman and learn and take your notes. Stop getting offended. Stop wanting to be a fucking victim. Get over yourself. Right? So that's what you guys got to really look at. That's all the point I wanted to make on black. Black deals with pale. So all of you copper tone beings and in reality, various olive shade beings, are you pale? Power to the pale man and pale woman. Pale lives matter.
Pale power.
Pale power. Nah, see, brother, that's not what it means when we use it, brother. See, what we saying is pale is beautiful. Okay.
Pale
nothing in
pale
nature that's pale
television.
is actually beautiful. What'd you say?
Pale entertainment television?
Yeah, pale entertainment television. Pale Star, featuring Talib Kweli and Mos Def.
What was that other dumbass shit I seen? Pale in Vegas?
Yeah. Pale Ink. Strong pale women. Pale girls rock.
Tell me the truth about your nationality, because you're not dead, pale, or stained.
Exactly.
Died. Right? Died
is those of you that are watching now or soon will watch later on, how offended are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Is it at an 11 yet?
42, 43.
Guess who you can blame? Your limited vocabulary and lack of study And the fact you want to be a victim of, well, they ain't teach us this. Yo, you can't be like that, son, because everybody don't be knowing it. You know how we was all taught, like, stop it. Why can't you just be a dumbass on your own? Why is being a dumbass a group activity? You notice how many people say when they don't know something, they use the pronoun we. We didn't know this because they didn't teach us. Like, no, bro, seriously, am I off on that one or what? Come on.
Sorry,
let's keep it a band. Am I off on that? Would you say?
That's pretty accurate.
Come on. We didn't know, and we wasn't taught that. No. Try this pronoun on for size. I didn't know that. I wasn't taught that. Here's the even better one. Oh my God. You know what's so attractive? Accountability. How about you say, I need to study that more so that I can know better. Now, I
already been doing this for a while. You know what I mean? I already pretty much got everything down. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this for a while now. And I got all I need, my common law handbooks and all, you know. That's all I really need, you know what I mean?
But did you recognize that part of the document you put in was the templated instruction that should not be there and included? Pale power. So, I got a question. How's hating yourself going?
Pale lives matter.
Like some of you guys might think like, oh, they're so condescending.
we gotta make those now. Pale Lives Matter shirts.
Pale Lives Matter.
Man.
Pale did monkey lives matter.
I didn't want to sell t-shirts because I feel like that's kind of corny, but I'm about to fuck around and just make some t-shirts just to fund the operation. You know what I mean? Just to fund the classes and stuff, so we can keep bringing y'all this good information. But we're gonna make the Pale Lives Matter shirt. We're gonna make the How's Hating Yourself Going shirt.
Pale Lives Matter. But just think about it. Pale dead monkey lives. How can something be dead and have life? And this is why pale people, mentally pale people, those that have like various olive shade tone to their skin or copper tone, and they be like, yeah, man, because we strong pale people. It's like, okay, do you get that you're civilly dead? Like you know you're civilly dead, right? Like seriously. So yeah, Tyrell, like why don't we ask people, hey, how's hating yourself going? I want to know. Like I'm just asking for a conscious more. How's hating yourself going? Like somebody took a trip. Hey, look, man, how was that trip to hating yourself? How?
I mean, I went there once, like 10 years ago, but I mean, how's the weather there now?
Is it always
I really don't care. Keep it to yourself.
Right? Like what the fuck, right? I mean, come on. Like, do we still keep going along to get along with connotative linguistics and ignore the denotative linguistics? Connotative linguistics is slang. Denotative linguistics is what you call the proper way of speaking, right? So why keep avoiding it? Like, do you really want to be pale? You know, like anybody who's falsely called a white person is really black. They're the real black man and black woman. So like, like, hey babe, what was that Hangover 3 that we was watching the other day? And Zach Galifianakis's character, what is his character's name? I can't remember. It's like Andy or some shit like that. Alan, right? When he goes to see Mike Epps' character that they call Black Doug, he walks up to him, he's like, "What's up, nigga?" Yo, and it's so funny to see unconscious Moors get mad when pale skins say nigger, and it's like, but hold on, they are the real nigga though, like because they're the pale skin, like And so we can laugh at that and enjoy the truth about it because, you know, we're not hating ourselves, not having the knowledge that's necessary. You know, and I just got to say, like I was telling my beloved Mother Mistress Consort earlier, like I'm so seeing how much work that I've done over these last 8 years and some months that I enjoy this. I'm not here to go along and get along. Either you be a conscious Moor or die, because that's what you're doing. You're actually portraying a zombie when you're calling yourselves Black people. When the only Black people are the pale skin. And really, this brings me to my next point. I'm on point number 2 now. I'm off Black. Point number 2 is do you know that the only African Americans that I'm thinking of, I still got to change that fan. I just left that on just to see if that spot happened. So I'm definitely going to order the fan for this projector. Right? Just wanted to see if it was going to do it again. It turned off yet. It did not turn off. I'll tell you that it is. The only African Americans are like the only African Americans that I can think of off the top of my head is like Trevor Noah and Elon Musk, because they're from South Africa. So like how Barack Obama is like, I'm the first Kenyan American. Oh, okay. Barack Obama said he's the first Kenyan American. Excellent. Okay, because he's talking about the alleged country, and then he's speaking about the alleged continent where he is. So you see, it's alleged country, alleged continent. So South Africa is technically an alleged country, right? So Trevor Noah and Elon Musk would be South African Americans.
Facts.
Whereas a lot of people here that are unconscious Moors, the various copper toned beings that were already here, founded by early European settlers. And even so, even when I think of early European settlers, like the original Europeans are us too. Because we're everywhere on the planet. The pale skin got their start in the labs in Patagonia, mixing our genes with the chimpanzee. That's what we were doing. Oh, we need lighter bodies. Let's exchange our consciousness, and highly intelligent we are. However, a lot of people fell because being out of order with nature. So a lot of you guys are just really kind of living Groundhog's Day until you figure it out. You're going to keep repeating shit. And some of us, like myself, we just volunteer to come back. Okay, look, I'm gonna volunteer and help. Let's see how much we can assist in making sure that people can come out of their slumber, right? I mean, does anybody know any other African Americans besides Trevor Noah? And I mean, if you guys know anyone from South Africa, those are the only ones that can be African Americans, but you have to put the word South in front of African. Because South African, you would be speaking about the country, alleged country, than the continent. Mm-hmm. But the people here, the unconscious Moors here, calling themselves just plainly African American, that assumes continent. So can't you see in that misnomer that you're really just talking about the whole planet then?
Because you're like, Earthling.
Said it again?
I was about to say you might as well call yourself an Earthling.
That's exactly what I was just thinking in my head. Like, well, maybe you should just be an Earthling because you're just really going off of 2 large plateaus termed continents, which really aren't separated.
The problem with when they try to say, you know, African American, it's like you're not protected by some African continental government. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how you're claiming that as, you know, you're where you're from. Okay, we get that. Yeah, you're from the land. However, what nation do you have allegiance to? Because Africa's a continent, which is a misnomer for a continent, actually. It's Alkebulan.
Yeah, what's falsely called Africa now is Alkebulan. And here at Northwest the Maxim, you know, at a Maxim, anciently where we are is a Maxim. Went from a Maxim to Africa to America. So, oh, well, it was once called Africa. Okay, so that's why we call ourselves African American. You're a dumbass. This is old Amexem, even where you get the term Olmec. You guys are going to have to stop being offended all your fucking lives. Get over yourselves. Chapter 48, the end of time and the fulfilling of the prophecies. The only thing I kind of question in this portion of the Quran is where it speaks on number 3, where it says Marcus Garvey is the forerunner. However, I haven't found anything about Marcus Garvey prior to Prophet Noble Drew Ali establishing the Old Canaanite Temple in 1913 near the Newark Corporation, New Jersey State Republic. You don't really see Marcus Garvey till 1916. So maybe, just maybe, he may be a forerunner pertaining to right before Prophet Noble Drew Ali establishes the Moor Science Temple of America. Okay, that may work. However, Prophet Noble Drew Ali was already handling and doing the business pertaining to nationality 3 years before Marcus Garvey. Yeah. I'm not saying that I disagree with the Quran. I'm just saying that part there is a little questionable for me. But I get it. He's being compared to John, as Noble Drew Ali is being compared to Jesus. And they just may be the energy manifested pertaining to John and Jesus. We are speaking on consciousness, because remember, go to the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary by Charles Fillmore to really get this. Do not go back into dogma mindset and thinking that things in the Bible and then the Quran, remember, chapters 2 through 19 are 18 years pertaining to Jesus's life that are missing out of the Bible. So, and remember that Jesus is the I am identity. So there are things that you're missing from yourself about your own journeys pertaining to your consciousness and your endocrine system when rightly comprehending the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary outside of you wanting to believe that those people in those times and places actually existed. I'm not saying the energies pertaining to them didn't exist and still exist and do exist and are going to exist further. Because again, they're mentioning the energies that you are, your consciousness pertaining to your endocrine system, right? The main part I wanted to really point out was this right here. Number 10, chapter 48, or degree 48, minute 10. Some will say chapter 48, verse 10. Come all ye Asiatics, ye. Come all ye Asiatics of America. There's a lot of America here, North, Central, and South. And hear the truth about your nationality and birthrights, because you are not necros.
Dead. You're not dead. You're not dead, pale corpses. Corpses.
Corpses. So what is?
Learn of your forefathers' ancient and divine creed, that you will learn to love instead of hate.
Hold on, that you will what?
That the yous will learn to love instead of hate.
Wow, which means yous are natural born haters.
Yeah, and ye
like you come out your pussy being a hater.
And ye are natural-born Asiatics of the Americas.
Mhm. You're not United States citizens. You're not Indians, because all of those are federal employees, federal agents. United States citizen is a United States business, and a Federal Reserve Indian is a Federal Reserve agent. Who is being overseen by the
They're doing the Indians the way that we did the Avians.
Mm-hmm.
I remember you said it was like the first child support was the Moors ceding land to the Europeans so they could do their own, and then they turn around and cede land to these so-called Indians and try to play daddy over them. That shit's funny.
And what's even funnier is that the people can fix this. However, they're so busy enjoying hating themselves that what comes out of their mouth, well, man, what are we going to do? And how are we going to get them to stop doing this to us? And it's like, you got to recognize that each and every one of you are the I am identity. Each and every one of you are Jesus. You got to stop looking for that one particular savior to save everybody. Change your nutrition. Change those choices, and I guarantee you will see that you'll be able to retain information. However, you got to be sincere, because the universe conspires in your favor, provided you are sincere. But yo, I sincerely eat fish. Okay. All right. Keep thinking you can just, get away with it.
I'm sincerely chasing the bag.
That's even worse. It's an energy that comes with that you have to know how to be mature about, because a lot of people lose their common sense when being exposed to too much of that energy. There are some of us out here who can have a lot of that energy and damn near forget about it. However, do the right things when it's time to do the right things with it. Seriously. Come all ye Asiatics of America. Hear the truth about your nationality and birthrights, because you are not Negroes. None of your forefathers' ancient and divine creed that you will learn to love. You got to learn to love, because you come out of your mom's vagina hating. First schoolroom is the womb. So where did you learn that hate from? Come on. This is the first steps to no longer hating yourself. Say it with me, okay? Okay, here we go. Say it with me. My mother is where I learned to hate myself coming out the vagina. Mm-hmm. You got to learn to love instead of hate. So you got to be like Elizabeth and Mary in the schools of Zoan, Egypt, where even though Egypt is mental bondage to sense consciousness, they were able to come up out of that and be able to bring forth the energies, right? And I know I'm speaking poetic fiction. They're able to, Elizabeth and Mary were able to bring forth John and Jesus. So there are these loving energies within where you can immaculately conceive the forerunner and the I am identity, so that you can come up out of mental bondage to sense consciousness, Egypt, and make your exodus out of Egypt, out of mental bondage to sense consciousness, Egypt or Mizraim. Make that exodus from there and go into Israel, because to be an Israelite is to be one that has or is in consciously in spiritual consciousness. Not outside on a karaoke machine shouting Bible verses.
Arguing with people on the streets and shit.
In your favorite costume.
With a fucking Bluetooth speaker.
Then God said, yeah, what chapter did God say? God said in John. It's like, oh God. Oh, to call upon.
Give me Luke 27:5. Luke 27:5. For God said.
Oh God. Why are they doing that? What are they doing this year? So let me go now to Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition. I'm going to go to page 313, which is, hey, peace of greetings, Mother Sahar, right? Mother Sahar said, say mama, right? And that's a mother, right? Who's saying, look, say that you learn to hate yourself from your own mother. All right? That's what you guys, again, how's hating yourself going out there? How's you enjoying it? Does it fit well? Is it loose? Or you gotta like come up out of those clothes?
She got it from her mama.
Yeah, she get it from her mom. All right. All right. Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition, right? Let's go to page, actually it's page 313 is the actual document page. The PDF page is 389. PDF page is 389. And this is the first one I want to bring up. I yield the floor to you, bro.
Civil liter mortus or civilitated mortuus. Civilly dead. Dead in the view of the law. The condition of one who has lost his civil rights and capacities and is accounted dead in law.
So that's Black people.
Razor versus razor.
That's Black people. Black people are civiliter mortuus. Yes. Dead people. Zombies. Talking about respect my rights. Civiliter mortuus have no rights because they're civilly dead. But the civil rights, you're civilly dead. But Martin Luther King, you're civilly dead. But when Malcolm X, you're civilly dead.
Your civil rights are lost along with the capacities.
You're civilly dead.
They did the roll call, you was counted as dead.
How's that for a census?
Right. Accounted dead in law. Jeez.
Oh, the Secretary of Commerce is like, man, look at all these dead people that filled out the census.
Well, shit, they do treat their bodies like cemeteries. Dead animals.
Wow. Right? Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition, page 331, PDF page 407. Right? Oh, brothers, y'all can't be so hard on people. People don't know because we wasn't. Shut up. Respectfully, shut the fuck up. Stop making excuses and study already. Bro, we're going to go over color of authority, color of law, color of office, color of title, colorable alteration, colorable cause or invocation of justice, colorable claim, colorable imitation, colorable pleading, colorable transaction, colored. Now, really, I want to leave this to you guys for your homework. All right? Because I know we'll be going over this Tuesday, Brother R, I'm pretty sure. Right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, maybe we can just do the first four. Maybe.
I could speed read it, bro.
I yield. It's long.
Color. An appearance, semblance, or simulacrum as distinguished from that which is real. A prima facie or apparent right. Hence a deceptive appearance. A plausible, assumed exterior. Concealing.
That means it's fake. Go ahead. I yield.
Yeah, concealing a lack of reality. Concealing the lack of reality, right? A disguise or pretext, right? In pleading, ground of action admitted to subsist in the opposite party by the pleading of one of the parties to an action, which is so set out as to be apparently valid, but which is in reality legally insufficient.
So
Determine
hold on. So the legally insufficient people are those that are calling themselves colored. So being black and being colored and being African American are all never to be recognized in law. I
Precisely.
yield, bro.
Precisely. A term of the ancient rhetoricians and early adopted into the language of pleading. It was an apparent or prima facie right, and the meaning of the rule that pleadings in confession and avoidance should give color was that they should confess the matter adversely alleged, to such an extent at least as to admit some apparent right in the opposite party, which required to be encountered and avoided by the allegation of new matter. Color was either expressed, i.e. inserted in the pleading, or implied, which was naturally inherent in the structure of the pleading. The word also means the dark color of the skin. When you look at dark, you know that's void, destitute of light.
Means you don't have the light. And it's funny because we're the light bearers.
Can you move my frame real quick? Can't see.
Pardon me.
All right. Color of the skin showing the presence of negro, dead, monkey blood. And hence, it is equivalent of the so-called African descent or parentage. Color of authority. Color of authority. That semblance or presumption of authority sustaining the acts of a public officer, which is derived from his apparent title to the office or from a writ or other process in his hands apparently valid and regular.
Apparently, which means it's not. Apparent means not real, means false, fake. It's concealing the fact that it's actually lacking reality.
Color of law is the appearance or semblance without the substance of legal right. Color of office. An act unjustly done by the countenance of an office, being grounded upon corruption, to which the office is as a shadow and color. A claim or assumption of right to do an act by virtue of an office made by a person who is legally destitute of any such right. That's what color of, what is it again? Color of office is. Yes, indeed.
Jesus, Bruce Lee Christ.
So they're legally destitute of the right to do such an act, but they're going to do an act by virtue of their office.
In other words, so no statute, code, or policy supersedes the Constitution. So when beings are using state statutes to charge beings who are actually not, federal, state, or municipal agents, and they're trying to hold them to fines and or so-called jail time, that is color of office in full action. That's an unjustly act done.
That's like opening a case with a ticket that doesn't have a signature and then finding someone under that case. That's color of office. That's color of authority.
For sure.
Such persons must be at least officer de facto. Color of title, the appearance, semblance, or simulacrum of title, also termed apparent title, any fact extraneous to the act of mere will of the claimant, which has the appearance on its face of supporting his claim of a present title to land, but which, for some defect, in reality falls short of establishing it.
It's bullshit.
Anything in writing purporting to convey title to the land, which defines the extent of the claim, it being immaterial how defective or imperfect the writing may be, so that it is a sign, semblance, or color of title. That's Thiessen versus Qualley. A title that is imperfect, but not so obviously so that it would be apparent to one not skilled in the law.
Exactly. So in other words, it's got to look like it's real to the ignorant.
Exactly, bro. That's like motherfucker getting the ticket like, oh my God, I gotta go. And like, bro, did you see that the cop didn't sign it? Which means he didn't make a claim against you because he didn't put his neck on the line. Like he didn't put that on his word. He didn't put that on the dead homies. How do I have to say it for you to comprehend? He didn't put that on his mama. You see what I'm saying? He doesn't mean it. You know what I mean?
On my mama, you was speeding in the state on my mom. That's called under the penalties of perjury. Signing under or autograph. They're agents, so they have to sign. They're giving signature. Incompetent people give signatures.
They was like on the set, he was driving without a license, cuz. And it was like, you was like, damn, cuz I was going kind of slow this time, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. You trying to argue these people? He didn't put it on nothing. He's joking. It's all simulation. It's simulation. It's color. It's the appearance without the actual substance.
Flat out.
Let's see. I think I already read that one, right?
Yeah, writing upon its face.
That which the law considers prima facie a good title.
Oh, no, a writing upon its face. You gotta stop that skilled in the law.
Oh, okay. All right. A writing upon its face professing to pass title, but which does not, either through want of title in the grantor or a defective mode of conveyancing. And that's so funny because when you're dealing with these so-called court venues and like banks and stuff like that, they always try to act like the bank is the owner just because they said, we foreclosed on this property. And they're like, well, they foreclosed on the property. You must be a squatter. Like, they haven't even showed a color of title. Like, what are you talking about? The record does not reflect anything. Wow. So that which the law considers prima facie a good title, but which by reason of some defect not appearing on its face does not in fact amount to title.
Which means you got to go under the surface. It's like that shit look like soil you can grow food on, but really it ain't.
When you go under, they got, you know what I'm saying? It's actually a cement floor. Let's see, an absolute nullity as a void deed, judgment, etc., will not constitute color of title. All right. That which is title in appearance, but not in reality. You can apply the same principle for any other term using color. Right. Any instrument, quote, any instrument having a grantor and grantee and containing a description of the lands intended to be conveyed and apt words for their conveyance gives color of title to the lands described. Such an instrument purports to be a conveyance of the title, and because it does not, for some reason, have that effect, it passes only color or the semblance of a title. Books versus room. Color of title is not synonymous with, quote, claim of title. To constitute, quote, color of title, end quote, there must be a paper title to give color to the adverse possession, whereas a claim of title may be shown wholly by peril.
Yeah, peril is word of mouth.
Islam.
Right.
That is Walton versus Sykes. Colorable. Colorable is that which has or gives color, that which is an appearance only and not in reality, which it purports to be. Counterfeit, feigned, having the appearance of truth.
Jesus.
Honorable Bey hardly watches movies because they're so colorful. You sit in a sentence.
colorable motion picture. Okay,
colorable alteration. The commission's order is a colorable alteration and misrepresentation of the record. one which people writing that shit down like, I'm gonna use that shit. Which
that's exactly what it is.
I was hating yourself going, but
basically
one which makes no real or substantial change, but is introduced only as a subterfuge. Subterfuge.
Yeah.
Subterfuge.
Yeah.
Or means of evading the patent or copyright law. So that's what they do. You address a specific matter, they turn around and misword what you said to avoid the consequence of the truth that you spoke. See what I'm saying? Like if I pull up, that makes me want to pull up the notice of erroneous order that I did. Because like every single part of the order, they were lying and changing things. No, that is not what was said. No, that is not what happened. No, you're misquoting me. You're misquoting someone somebody quoted me and you misquoted them. Like they quoted me correctly, but you misquoted them.
So attorneys are famous for making colorable alterations. They are literary tailors.
Colorable alterations. Subterfuge is a noun. 1570s from French subterfuge, 14th circa, right? Or 14th century, pardon me. Yeah, or directly from medieval Latin, subterfugium, an invasion. From Latin, subterfugere.
Subterfugere.
Fugere, to evade, escape, flee by stealth. From subter, like kind of like subtle or like under, beneath, right? Oh yeah, it says beneath right there, beneath. Below, because sub is right, is beneath, right? In compounds, quote unquote, secretly, right? From Proto-Indo-European subter, suffixed comparative form of sup, see sub plus fugere, quote unquote, flee, see fugitive. Adjective.
So to flee beneath and flee below, like, oh shit, let me duck.
That's what they are.
Let me move and duck under this shit.
Barflies, they be like barflies.
Yeah, they be trying to buzz under the radar.
Secretly, subtly, basically. Indeed, colorable cause or invocation of jurisdiction. Oh, I like this title already. With reference to actions for malicious prosecution, a colorable cause or invocation of jurisdiction means that a person apparently qualified has appeared before a justice and made a complaint under oath and in writing, saying some facts which in connection with other facts constitute a criminal offense or bear a similar or similitude thereto.
Making shit up.
Yeah. So you're invoking the jurisdiction of the court that it doesn't have. They're like, please let me borrow your jurisdiction, court. Like, we don't have any jurisdiction to lend you, dummy.
We're all out of jurisdiction today. Come back tomorrow when we bake it fresh.
Yeah, we're working on cooking up some jurisdiction here in the meantime. Have that colorable invocation of jurisdiction for you here soon. Colorable claim. In bankruptcy law, a claim made by one holding the property as an agent or bailee of the bankrupt. A claim in which, as a matter of law, there is no adverseness.
Yeah, somebody needs to really make an adverse claim to the colorable claim.
Interesting. Yeah, of course.
Right. So they're making a colorable claim where it's like nobody can, like, making a colorable claim is like those bar rats, those attorneys making a claim to someone's estate, so to speak, right?
Deceiving ordinary persons.
Basically, and you know how they'll, like, these attorneys will make moves on houses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And really, at the end of the day, they have a color of title and a colorable, and making a colorable claim,
colorable
and then
invocation.
producing colorable title.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know,
in the law of trademarks, this phrase denotes such a close or ingenious imitation as to be calculated to deceive ordinary persons.
in other words, so yeah, they're gonna sit there and cook up some document, and those that do not analyze things like we do would fall for it.
That's like a regular deputy coming out to lock you out, to do a lockout, right? When in reality, a constable, sheriff, or warrant has to be present. So what they will be doing is they will be imitating the constable or the sheriff, or yes, they will be.
Yeah, and the beings being locked out have to be a federal, state, or municipal agent that consented to be locked out in previous express consent agreements.
And the property has to actually be owned by, ceded, or some type of interest held by whatever the court government is. If it's a county court, they can't have jurisdiction unless they have some type of interest in it or you've given consent. One colorable transaction. One presenting an appearance which does not correspond with the reality, or and ordinarily an appearance intended to conceal or to deceive. Okay.
I forgot to highlight that one. Color offici.
Color offici, right? That's color of office, right? Pretty much Latin. By color of office, right? Officers, acts unauthorized by officer's position.
Like a sheriff doing evictions, and they don't have the HUD's delegation of authority to do so.
Exactly. Or serving process outside of the state.
Outside of the county. Yeah, of course. Hey, we're going to evict you from this house or apartment because the General Assembly or the county council, or the county board holds their meetings. Like, that's not true. So sheriffs are being criminals while colorably standing as if they're enforcing Constitution.
Using the color of their office to enforce color of law.
Period.
Invoking colorable, using colorable invocations of jurisdiction. Prosecute colored people. Colored by, let me finish this one. By color of office, officers' acts unauthorized by officers' positions. I was going to say, that was like when we were reading about employee and all that stuff. It was talking about work tasks. Right? Though done in form that purports that acts are done by reason of official duty and by virtue of office. Right? Colored. By common usage in America, this term in such phrases as colored persons, quote unquote, the colored race, quote unquote, and colored men, quote unquote, and the like is used to designate Negroes, necros, or persons of the quote unquote African race, including all persons of mixed blood descended from Negro ancestry.
And there's so much color in that fucking
definition. A definition of colored is colored.
The fuck, yo? Oh my God, bro. That shit is so colored. Oh my, to call upon.
But where a state constitution provided for separate schools for the white and colored races, the term white, I can't see, white race, quote unquote, was held to be limited to the Caucasian race, and the term colored races to embrace all other races. Stop
Whoa.
it. You can't give yourself a fucking handicap like that. That's like you playing Call of Duty. You got 200 health. I got 20 health. You put my shit on headshots only, but your shit is auto target. Stop with the handicaps. Like, we get it. You don't need that much of a handicap.
Yo, those Caucasians, which are not free white persons, are really just showing the self-hate that they learned in their mother's womb.
The fact that they call themselves Caucasians, the fact that they're not even the original Caucasians to even steal that name, like, Jesus, they would still be talking about
Caucasian. I think it's a matter of perspective. But Cauc makes me think of dead.
Like a caucus?
Like a caucus?
Yeah.
Like carcass, I know it's carcass, but right. Cauc makes me think dead Asian.
Wow.
Pale Asian. Black Asian.
Limited, yeah, that makes sense too. Islam. So it says that, and the term color races to embrace all other races. It has also been held that there is no legal, technical signification to the phrase color person, quote unquote, which of course are bound you to say to know. So they just told you all this fucking bullshit about what color person is. And then they told you it's not even really a real term that they even really have to recognize. Like, that's kind of like, yeah, we're going to use this, say this, define this. This is going to be a thing. But in law, technically,
you don't give a fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I saw right there. They like, fuck colored persons. We're not bound to judicially recognize that shit. That's how I see that, man. Like, seriously. I hope you guys are taking notes. What's up next? Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary, page 1159, which is PDF page 1235. Guess what's waiting there for you guys on PDF page 1235, which is page 1159. Right? See 1159 at the bottom there? I really just wanted to come here for the term Moor. I just highlighted the other ones because I just thought that was kind of fun just to see. Because sometimes when we rise, I'd be like, good morning. However, I'm not saying that I'm speaking in the terms of maritime law. When I say grand rising, when I say peaceful greetings, grand rising, and good morning, I'm actually saying three things that are true. This is a peaceful greeting. It is a grand rising, right? For you to rise up from the perpendicular from the prone to the perpendicular, right? So you're rising from the prone to the perpendicular. That's a grand rising. And when I say good morning, because now you're putting your feet, you're anchoring yourself to be able to walk where you need to go, stand where you need to stand. So that's how I'm using it outside of maritime statute. There's no such thing as maritime law, actually. Not really. But anyway, Moor is all I really wanted to focus on. You good, bro?
Yep. Islam Moor, an officer in the Isle of Man who summons the courts for the several sheddings. The office is similar to the English bailiff of a hundred. Mortgage.
Let's see if we can find sheetings etymologically. Is there a sheeting here etymologically? I'm just wondering. Oh, I brought up shade.
Did it say sheetings? Oh, it says sheddings for a second.
Yeah. So let's see. Pardon me. All right.
The Isle of Man was historically divided into 6 sheetings. Manx sheeting in the traditional clockwise order. They are Glenfaba, Mikael, Horary, Garf, Middle, and Russian.
Russian, right? Isle of Man, right? All right. Just wanted to just really see, you know, something for you guys to put your eyes on and go further into studying. All right. So I want you to be able to really see that, you know, who summons the courts? Moors. So sheetings must be like counties.
Right. So how is the court?
Parishes.
How is the court summoning a Moor?
Exactly when the Moors do when a Moor does the summoning. The Isle of Mind, the isle pertaining to mind, right? I know, but there was a map and it's a land and a place. Like, you guys are gonna have to have metaphysical eyes at the same time with physical ones, right? Next, person. This is where I'm going to go into person. However, I'll get to it. It's page Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition, 1299 and 1300. Right. So I'm going to go there. However, pardon me, PDF page 1375, but his actual page is 1299 and 1300. Right. So let's go to 1375 and 1376, right, for person, right? However, before I go there, I'm going to yield the floor to Brother Bey, and he has an article from a particular book, right? And it's going to go in on Indian, and you're going to see how this ties in with person. It's very beautiful to see, guys.
Yeah, this is from Barron's Dictionary of Legal Terms, 5th edition. By Stephen H. Giffis. All right. We're looking at the definition of Indian law. And it says Indian law is an area of law relating to Native Americans. Quote, Native American, end quote, is the preferred term for indigenous Americans. However, many statutes and treaties use the term Indian. So if you prefer Moor, right? Oh, I prefer we're Moors. I prefer Moor. But then when you go into a treaty or when they create a law, they speak about you, we're gonna call you Indian. And you're gonna sign that? You're gonna agree to that.
Wow.
And it is for that reason only that the reference is included herein. Title 25 of the United States Code contains the federal laws regulating regulators, capitulators, right? Regulating Native American affairs. Take your place amongst the affairs of men, not let the Title 25 United States Code regulate your affairs amongst men. The Bureau of Indian Affairs is a bureau of Interior Department. The BIA and the Administration for Native Americans are federal agencies.
Jesus, Bruce Lee Christ. Yo.
Hold on.
I told you guys, you keep listening to those black and mild smoking beings if you want. Those hazy rods talking about you gotta reestablish the tribal government. You guys are being led to slaughter like idiots. Go on right ahead. Power to the peepholes that can't see.
Yeah, Indian is a colorable misnomer. This shit says Title 25 of the United States Code contains the federal laws that regulate Native American affairs.
That's why I kept telling people that. How many times have you heard me say Title 25, 5304 for the definite? How many times have I said it?
Too many.
Come on, guys. Like you guys want to be fucking Indian. You're idiots.
They want to be subject to the Bureau of Indian Affairs.
You want to be overseen by feudal agency, because federal comes from the term feudal, which is the complete opposite to allodial. Allodial. You guys, you still want to be overseen? You want to be held in an area? Oh, we have land. Me and Chief Wiggum Wampum shell. We have land.
We're chiefs feathers. We're chiefs and princes and dukes and emperors and queens, but on paper you're Indian. Indian.
Being held in an outside jail called a reservation.
Under the Interior Department. The Bureau of the Interior.
Wow.
Department.
Wow. Fucking wow.
All right. I got this one. Here we go. With the interaction between the federal government and Native Americans, the Indian Claims Commission determines claims brought by tribes against the government.
Hold on. Time out. So they bring claims. They determine claims brought by the Federal Reserve agents called this Federal Reserve agent group called tribes.
Against their masters.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that's how I saw it. Got it. Okay.
Against their mind rulers.
Against their mind rulers. Against those that are overseeing them on
their mental rulers.
On the reserve agents, because they're reserve agents. Got you.
I am clear that government is mind rulership. I hope other people know that. That's Prophet Noble Drew Ali said, I'm gonna leave the European here long enough for you to learn mind rulership. They're gonna rule the shit out of your mind. He didn't say this part, but I'm saying they're gonna rule the shit out of your mind until you comprehend how to rule your own. Indian reservation. Oh, let's make this a little bigger. Indian reservation. Lands set aside for the use and occupancy of tribes of Native Americans.
Now, hold on. When I read that, it sounds like they're using and occupying the tribes.
Right.
I promise. Look, read it again. Lands set aside. Set aside for what? For us to just work on these lands.
Yeah. It doesn't say. Here. Doesn't say for the use and occupancy by.
That's why I was like, what the fuck is that? What am I reading?
Land set aside. So the land is set aside so that the tribes of Native Americans can be used and occupied.
Period.
That's clear. Says it right there. Land set aside for the use and occupancy. It has to be attached to a noun. What noun is use and occupancy? What is being used? It doesn't say land set aside for use and occupancy by tribes of Native Americans. It says land set aside for the use and occupancy of tribes.
Hey, Brother R, I was looking at my toolbox, man. I can't find my tribe. Can I use yours?
Apologize, brother. I never got those. Never got those tools. I only deal with the tools of the workshop of the mind, brother.
Oh my God! What the fuck? Are you guys seeing this? How many of you are actually watching, right? Like you come here, you never comment, and you just really troll the page, and you actually learn the most that you've ever learned. This is your time to put a 1 in the chat, or put like I do, like in the chat, because we know a lot of you are Negro black coloreds that want to play the victim game and act like, oh, well, I've never been taught. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you've never been taught. What are you taking responsibility for? How's hating yourself going? Let me know. How's it going? Are you enjoying hating yourself? Are you enjoying finding the excuses to being mediocre in life? You enjoying that? Huh? Huh? Huh?
Yo, bro. The federal government retains title.
That sounds like colorable title.
Hold on. The lands are set aside to use and occupy the so-called Native Americans. The federal government retains the title to and exercises supervision and administration over the lands. So the land is only set aside to use and occupy them. And then the feudal de facto government retains title and how the land is, anything is exercised on the land, how supervision takes place on the land, and the administration over the land, and they hold the title.
And you out here trying to be recognized by the federal government. The only way to be recognized is to capitulate. Give up your nationality and then become an Indian, which means you're becoming a federal reserved agent on a federal reserve.
Well, no, bro. It says federal government's retained title, but we got Indian title. So that trumps, that supersedes, because the reservation, because nationalization is getting your title stamp.
Let's see what Indian title is, because Indian title, as opposed to the title that the federal government has, doesn't look like it supersedes what the federal government has. It's really looking really bad for the Indians.
Well, no, brother, right here it says also known as Aboriginal title.
Not allodial.
Those were the Aboriginal titles. See, this is what a lot of the folks, they didn't know. But because they didn't know, I had to come and shut it down.
Wow.
Inherent right of Native American tribes to occupy certain territory by virtue of their original occupancy, because we always been the original of such territory, and to the exclusion of others because it's only for us. But even though this title cannot be conveyed, as it only consists of possession, not ownership.
Wow. And they'll be like, well, possession is 9/10 of the law. But what about that 1/10 that says that, you don't retain the title or exercise supervision or administration, like to be under the supervision and the administration of the feudal mind rulership? That's gotta be fucking tough. Like, so when you guys see pale skins talking about they're Indians and they got land, it's not your land, guy. It's federal government retained title to land.
This title, this Indian title, cannot be conveyed, as it consists of possession and not ownership.
Jesus, Bruce Lee Christ.
That's why when these fools wanted to argue back like a year and a half ago or something, they were like going crazy Aboriginal title. Everybody's trying to argue Aboriginal title. And I'm like, allodial title, because I already read this shit. that said an Indian title is also known as an Aboriginal title, and an Indian title is not ownership.
Correct.
Allodial was all we're fucking with. Me personally, if we're gonna make something to prove ownership or whatever, just stay in the family and it should be no one else's fucking business anyways.
Hey, you ready, bro? Was that it?
That was it. That was it for that.
Right. I think I'm ready to back you up here, bro. Just real quick, right? Since it was right there, what was the name of that particular law reference again?
Give me a second. You want to know the name of the book, or you want to know?
Yeah, the name of the book again.
Oh, okay. It is Barron's, Barrons, or O-N apostrophe S. Barron's Dictionary of Legal Terms, 5th edition.
Got you. Just so if you guys wanted to see which document that is, right? Right.
I can show it too. Hold on. Let me show the book real quick.
And allodio, or allodium, or allodari, ALLODIAL, or ALLODIUM, or ALLODARII, is actually the opposite of feudal. Yeah, I think they should be able to. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, I might have to talk because you're screen sharing, but it's
no, you're good. Hold on. So they can actually see that. 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds so they can actually see it. Boom, there it is. You can show them now, bro. I spotlighted you so they can actually see what you were reading from. All right.
Might be backwards, huh?
No, we're seeing it the right way. All right. So once you guys really comprehend, Tyro said he's got that book, man.
A lot of people probably got this book.
Yeah. All right. So now go back to screen sharing because it was mentioned in that particular book, right? Boom. The Unum Sanctum Department of the Interior. All right. About history. Oh, this is going to be fun. I yield, bro.
Some history of the Department of the Interior. In 1789, Congress created 3 executive departments: Foreign Affairs, later in the same year renamed State, Treasury, and War. So that's the people, the finance, and the I don't know what you call that, defense. It also provided for an attorney general and a postmaster general. Domestic matters were apportioned by Congress among these departments.
People wanted to see the first interior building, 1852 through 1917. Patent Office building, today housing the Smithsonian Institution.
Man, that shit was already there.
What'd you say?
That building was already there.
Oh yeah, it definitely was. It's so Moorish architecture, bro.
1890 in 1890s, y'all wasn't building that shit. Stop.
Yeah, y'all definitely wasn't. Like the Albion was not building that.
That shit damn near looks like a White House almost.
Yeah, the Albion, respectfully, our Albion sons and daughters do not have the consciousness nor the degrees to even build stuff like that. That is Moorish architecture, period. No disrespect to our sons and daughters. Smithsonian Institution Portrait Gallery and the National Museum of Art, American
Smithsonian.
Art.
I heard Smithsonian already existed too. They just basically took over it and then obviously concealed the history. But why was the U.S. Department of Interior created? The idea of setting up a separate department to handle domestic matters was put forward on numerous occasions. It wasn't until March 3rd, Wow, just 2 days ago, right?
Mhm.
March 3rd, 1849, the last day of the 30th Congress, that a bill was passed to create the Department of the Interior to take charge of the nation's internal affairs. It's so funny how they did it the last fucking day. That's not something you do the last day. It sounds like y'all might have did something without permission and you just did it on your way out. Like
they do that all the time. I ain't gonna front. I've
Yeah.
seen a record of a few beings that do that. Like they do like the last 20 days of their fucking tenure, and within the last 21 days, they'll try to do some shit for the new administration to have to consider and or do or shit like that. Like it's wild as fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The Department of Everything Else, highlights of interior history. The Interior Department had a wide range of responsibilities entrusted to it: the construction of the national capital's water system, the colonization of freed slaves in Haiti, exploration of Western wilderness, oversight of the Bank District of Columbia Jail, regulation of territorial governments, management of hospitals and universities, management of public parks, and the basic responsibilities for Indians, los Dios, public lands, patents, and pensions. In one way or another, all of these had to do with the interior development of the nation. I mean, they deserve to be treated a certain way. If you're going to enter into the contract and let them call you out your name, man, development of the nation or the welfare of its people.
Internal development. It's Thomas Ewing, the first Secretary of the Interior, by John McStanley, 1861, Unum Sanctum Department of Interior Museum. He looks very happy. It's a strapping young smile on his face.
Man. Significant dates in interior history. 1849, creation of the Home Department, consolidating the General Land Office, Department of the Treasury, the Patent Office, Department of State, the Indian Affairs Office, War Department, the Indian Affairs Office, War Department, the Indian Affairs Office, War Department. They deal with you on a war basis. You're an enemy to them. They're trading with the enemy. And the military pension offices, War and Navy departments. Subsequently, interior functions expand to include the census regulation and territorial government's exploration of the Western wilderness and management of the D.C. jail and water system. 1850 through 1857, Interior's Mexican Boundary Commission establishes the international boundary with Mexico. 1856-1873, Interior's Pacific Wagon Road Office improved the historic Western immigrant routes. 1869, Interior began its geological survey of the Western territories with the Hayden expedition. The Bureau of Education is placed under Interior, later transferred to the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare. 1872, Congress establishes Yellowstone as the first national park. 1873, Congress transferred territorial oversight from the Secretary of State to the Secretary of the Interior. 1879, creation of the U.S. Geological Survey. 1884, Interior's Bureau of Labor is established, becomes the Department of Labor in 1888. 1887 through 1889, the Interstate Commerce Commission is established in Interior, and Dawes Act authorizes allotments to Indians.
Jesus, Bruce,
you have a lot. You have a lot.
Look, we're gonna occupy your land, and then we're gonna allot your shit back to you on basis of how we want to do it. That's how we want to do it. We want to do that the way we see fit. Brother Sean, what's up, Broski Doski?
Wow.
Islam, bros.
Islam, Broski Doski.
Braveheart.
Braveheart. Indeed, man.
1902, the Bureau of Reclamation is established to construct dams and adequate, aqueducts, right, in the West. 1903, President Theodore Roosevelt establishes the first national wildlife refuge at Pelican Island, Florida. The Census Bureau is transferred to the Department of Commerce. The Census Bureau transferred to the Department of Commerce.
That's why I said earlier, like Department of Commerce is like, hey, look at all these dead people that filled out the census.
Yeah, exactly.
Secretary of Commerce is like, we've got lots of zombies on the census this year.
many franchise United States businesses. 1910, the Bureau of Mines is created to promote mine safety and minerals technology.
Wow.
Look at me, I'm super cool. My forefathers stole some land.
I'm Stephen T. Mather, National Park Services first director. Somebody took this photo of me between 1910 and 1920. It's in the Library of Congress. See,
our people definitely didn't build. Our people definitely didn't build this building
at all.
1916, President Wilson signed legislation creating the National Park Services. 1920, the Mineral Leasing Act establishes the government's right to rental payment and royalties on oil, gas, and minerals production. 1925, the Patent Office is transferred to the Department of Commerce. 1930, the Bureau of Pensions is transferred to the Veterans Administration. 1934, the Taylor Grazing Act is enacted to regulate economic uses of public lands. The first migratory bird hunting stamp is issued. The Indian Reorganization Act, they reorganized you, abolishes the allotments. Ooh, they took their lands that they stole from you back. That's called Indian giving. System established in 1887 forms tribal governments. Woo!
Wow. Whoa. That's why I said, bro, wait till you read this shit, bro. Like, I read this shit a couple years ago. I was like, what the fuck?
I'm done, bro. Y'all still listening to these fucking dudes? These tribal guys?
Hold on. You got to spark a black and mild while reading this. Let me stop.
Get your car's
stop
title
listening
stamp.
To that Hazy Rod guy. I'm telling you.
It's time to get your car's title stamp.
And these other unconscious Moors that want to be somebody. You better. I'm trying to tell you.
Indian.
Man is mine, and the mind knows not. NAUGHT, which is falsehood by being told. Go ahead, bro.
I gotta read that one again, bro. The Indian Reorganization Act abolishes the allotments that you just read that they just gave them after they took their shit. Gave them the piece. You can have this little piece right here. System established in 1888 forms tribal governments. All right, now y'all go. Now I don't care what type of system of government you had. Now you're tribal governments. Now that's what you're gonna be. And affirms the secretary's trust responsibilities, oversight of Alaska, Hawaii, the Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico, which is a Commonwealth territory or Commonwealth possession. Pardon me. Of the United States, occupied such as to the point that you can see that the colors of the so-called Puerto Rican flag is the exact same colors of the United States Trade and Commerce banner. All right, 1935, the Bureau of Reclamation completes construction of Hoover Dam. I just seen some shit about Hoover Dam talking about they're hiding some down there, but yeah, 1940. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service is created from the Bureau of Fisheries and the Bureau of Biological Survey. 1946, Interior's General Land Office and Grazing Service are merged into the Bureau of Land Management. 1950 to 1951, Interior assumes jurisdiction over Guam, American Samoa, and the Trust Territory of the Pacific Islands. Oh, these people are so glad to be, 1977. The Surface Mining Control and Reclamation Act is established to oversee state regulation of strip coal mining and repair the environmental damage. 1980, the Alaska National Interest Lands Conservation Act is enacted, adding 47 million acres to the National Park System and 54 acres to the National Wildlife Refuge System. 1982, the Minerals Management Service, now known as the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management Regulation and Enforcement, is established to facilitate mineral revenue collection and they're collecting off our minerals. Mineral revenue collection and manage the outer continental shelf, offshore lands. 1993, the president convened the Northwest Forest Plan Summit and released the Forest Plan and Sustainable Economy and Sustainable Environment, quote unquote. 1996, interior science and technology functions are consolidated in the U.S. Geological Survey. 2001, Gail A. Norton is nominated the first woman to serve as Secretary of the Interior. 2010, Secretary Ken Salazar signs Order 3302, renaming the Minerals Management Service as the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management. Regulation and Enforcement. 2011, the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management, Regulation, and Enforcement is placed by the new Bureau of Ocean Energy Management, Bureau of Safety and Environmental Enforcement and Office of Natural Resources Revenue. It's long.
So this is why I said I wanted to, after that, come the person, right? Which is a mind considered according to the rank he holds in society, with all the right to which the place he holds entitles him, and the duties which it imposes. So, so it's like a character being played.
So if you're
character being
played, so if the rank that you hold, is undesirable, and the duties that come with that is get your ass kicked.
Yeah, it's very
looks like you're going to be undesirable, getting your butt kicked for a long time. The word in its natural and usual signification includes the male, woman, and man, right? Includes the woman as well as the man.
In a non-statutory signification.
The term may include artificial persons. I think that they should state that the term mainly includes
mainly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mainly. That is correct, bro. So correct.
The term may include artificial beings. And really, person in the statute is somebody who's responsible for an artificial being, someone who created an artificial being under the laws of a state. The term may include artificial beings as corporations, quasi-corporations, territorial corporations, foreign corporations, under statutes forbidding the taking of property without due process of law and giving to all persons the equal protection of laws. That's some 14th Amendment person type stuff there. You just scrolled up a little bit.
Oh, pardon me.
Concerning claims arising from Indian depredations. Whoa.
Back to the Indian.
Getting their lands taken again. Relating their so-called lands. So-called their lands, right? Relating to taxation and revenue laws. Wow. I thought their Indians were not taxed. 2 attachments. Applying to limitation of actions and concerning the admissibility as a witness to a party in his own behalf when the opposite party is a living person. Corporation is also a person under a penal statute. Corporations are persons, as that word is used in the first clause of the 14th Amendment.
14th and 15th Amendment are not for the salvation of my people, quoting Prophet Noble Drew Ali.
But a corporation of another state is not a person within the jurisdiction of the state until it has complied with the conditions of admission to do business in the state.
Read that again. That one right there. You see how Seven Hill Star Astrology Firm is an astrology firm, yet we have never and will not ever comply with the conditions of admission to do business in the state. This is man. We have a non-statutory person.
Right.
Period. Not doing business in the state at all. Right? And then the one that was pertaining to Indian is really where I just wanted to really go to that one. You guys can finish reading Person Yourself from Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition, PDF page 1375.
Jesus Christ.
You guys want to be Indian? You still
Well,
want to be Indian?
you know they mean a corporation right here, right? Because they wouldn't say no dumb shit like an Indian is a living being. Like they wouldn't say that. They're saying it's a business. It's a business.
It's a Federal Reserve agent. And a slave.
Oh my gosh.
I'm serious, man. Like, come on, I can't make this shit up. I can't make it up, bro. I can't. Okay, word number 2 here. I mean, the last 2 words. I know, it's kind of tough, isn't it? Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary, page 792, PDF page 868. Right?
Because the real Indians are black.
Free white persons. I said, I feel like what I need to do here is just show you guys it's speaking on Moor. Oh, why did I do that? Come on, get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of your stuckitedness. Right? Just want you guys to be able to see this. Right? Free white persons, right? Free white persons, quote unquote, referred to in the Naturalization Act as amended by Act July 14, 1870, has meaning naturally given to it when first used in 1 Statute at Large 103. Chapter 3?
Oh, I'm gonna look at that now.
I know, right?
Not today.
Huh?
Not on this video though.
Indeed. Hey, there's always part 2. Meaning all persons belonging to the European, on your mark, get set, go, races. Then commonly counted as white, but they are not white, exactly. At all.
Duck, goose.
Exactly. And their descendants, including such descendants in other countries to which they have emigrated. It, which is free white persons, includes all European Jews, more or less, intermixed with peoples of Celtic, Scandinavian, Teutonic, Iberian, Latin, Greek, and Slavic, that's slave, descent. It includes Magyars, Lapps, and Finns, and the Basque and Albanians. It includes the mixed Latin, Celtic, Iberian, and Moorish inhabitants of Spain and Portugal. The mixed Greek, Latin, Phoenician, and North African inhabitants of Sicily.
All them
And
Brazilians.
the mixed Slav, say it again.
All them Brazilians are Moor. They think they're Portuguese and some other shit.
Yeah, I know, right? And the mixed Slav and Tatar inhabitants of South Russia. Right? It does not mean Caucasian race, Aryan race, or Indo-European races.
You lying. The white man wrote this book.
Wow. That means that a pure You know, white means purity, purity means God, God is ruler of the land. Wrote this book.
Brother, you lost your mind. Are you calling the white man pure?
Because God being the ruler of the land, because God is to call upon. So you rule the land by what you speak.
Brother, that's blasphemy.
Jesus, Bruce Lee, Christ. Aryan race or Indo-European races, nor the mixed Indo-European, Dravidian, Semitic, and Mongolian peoples who inhabit Persia. Interesting. A Syrian of Asiatic birth and descent will not be entitled to become a naturalized citizen of the United States as being a free white. Let's read that again. A Syrian of Asiatic birth and descent will not be entitled to become a naturalized citizen, which means they got to give up their nationality to be naturalized of the United States as being
a free white person when that's our
free
status.
White person.
When we hold that status naturally without having to naturalize.
Exactly. We're free white persons because we're freeborn master masons and Eastern stars and don't have to be made over again in someone's lodge and taking an oath of death or a death oath, right? Nor a native-born Filipino, a Moro. I like to call them Moros. I'm not recognizing Philip.
Yeah, no.
Native of India who belong to Hindu race. What do you say, bro?
Yeah, we definitely not recognizing that Filipino shit.
Period. It's Moro. All right, because they're Moors. And my last term for the evening is naturalized. It's Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary, page 1178, PDF page 1254, right? Naturalization and naturalized. So we can just go all the way to naturalized citizen, right? I yield, bro. Islam.
Naturalized citizen?
Naturalization.
Oh,
we'll end at naturalized citizen, and then we'll yield.
Naturalization says the act of adopting a foreigner and clothing him with the privileges of native citizen. Collective naturalization. This takes place when a government, by treaty or secession, acquires
the whole.
It was supposed to say that, right?
Yeah.
The whole or part of the territory of a foreign nation and takes to itself the inhabitants thereof, clothing them with the rights of citizenship, either by the terms of the treaty or by subsequent legislation. That's what they did. That's why Taj, what was it? To nationalize, pardon me. Taj never said naturalize. He says to nationalize. And then we've also read in our civics books that you can nationalize the land. The people can nationalize and the land could be nationalized. Well, this is the opposite. They naturalize the land by taking it from someone.
And turning it into a reservation and calling those beings, clothing them with Indian.
Giving them a bureau to regulate their affairs.
Wow.
Naturalize. To confer citizenship upon an alien. To make a foreigner the same in respect to rights and privileges as he were a native citizen and subject.
Go ahead.
A naturalized citizen, one who, being an alien by birth, has received citizenship under the laws of the state or nation.
Your unalienable birthrights means you're not an alien. I know it looks like alien. How can you be an alien? when you have unalienable birthrights. And so you better start listening to those Moors talking about you got to naturalize and be English citizens, state citizens. They are selling you back into slavery. But the Moors, we the ones that establish, the United States with the, I get what you're saying. However, things are so out of order right now that the people need to at least recognize how out of order shit is by getting familiar with learning to love themselves instead of hating themselves. Back to chapter 48. That's why we asked the question today. How's hating yourself going? Is it enjoyable? Is it treating you good? Is hating yourself an amazing experience for you? How's it going for you? We're just asking for a conscious more. That's all. So
I'm gonna die anyways.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't eat that, right? I'm gonna die anyways.
Wow.
You can stop them from foreclosing on you because that's a state embezzlement, right? Oh, I don't want to do that. It might kill me.
And that's how it sounds when you are enjoying hating yourself. Right? It's an excellent caricature that Brother R just performed for you guys, non-statutorily performed for you guys. Right? Some have in Islam, bro. What'd you say?
I just decided that I'm just gonna pay the bills because
wow.
Because I sent that letter, didn't phase them, and yeah.
Hilarious. And by the way, guys, it's back up and running. RVBaypublications.com, right? And Mother Rosmariah says that she's happy. Most people are happy that site's back up within 7 days, right? However, it is not the new site that she's going to put up yet. She's preparing a new site, and this will remain as the archive center, right? So she'll keep you posted through the Moors Heritage and History School Eyes Wide Open Facebook page. Right, your interest, activity, and orders made here are essential and important to Mother Rosmariah. So currently, if you are having any issues ordering, such as cart dropouts, please contact at rvbayorders@gmail.com. And she's thanking ye all for ye patience, right? Deanna Walton says D. All righty. Got you. That's the fourth letter of the alphabet. All right. So with that being said, yeah, so you guys can go back and, see what's up there or whatever. One of the awesome things from the top left, right? Right, home, national identification card, proclamations, religious controversy, open readings. Man, all of these are free downloads. All of these, right? All of this Brother Hasan first year study stuff, right?
Identity crisis.
Moore's Order of the Round Table, Civic Lesson number 5. You guys might want to go there, right? Do your homework. We gave you guys plenty of homework. Mother Sahar says, unfortunately, it's some of these so-called conscious and popular Moors contributing to the confusion. You are exactly correct, Mother Sahar.
Not just some of them. Not just
maybe most.
Man.
Like a large number of most, like maybe 99%. That 1% that's not contributing, and they don't really look at themselves as, popular Moors. That would be, hold on, what's that? It's a group of brothers, starts with a number, 7 Hill Star. There you go. Yeah. So, yeah. right? You guys might, go and look at some of these free open readings that just you can just go and download and study, right? You guys really need to do it. Go and look at these things, right? So you can really comprehend. Make sure you're not suffering from PAM, public agent madness. Right?
PAM disease.
Got that PAM disease.
Got the mad PAM disease.
Mad PAM. Mad PAM disease. Yo, that's fucking hilarious.
Mad cow disease. Yeah.
Mad public agent madness disease. Like, wow.
No cure for that shit. Only cure for that is a noose or a bullet in the head. You got to come back and try again. Sorry.
Man, Jesus, Mary and Joseph, right? So guys, go and check this out, right? And see what it is, right? It's funny how Black Moor is there, because I even thought of that also. And, if people have never seen, I don't know, is Bible Gateway open? Oh, it so is open, right? And in the Geneva Bible, 1599 Geneva Bible, it's funny because if Moor meant black, then why don't they just say black right there? Oh, yeah, in the Bible, yeah, there's more in the Bible, 12 years before the King James Version. King James Version is until 1611. So in the 1599 Geneva Bible, yeah, Abimelech was called the denationalized Moor. They were calling him dead. They were calling him a pale dead monkey, Moor. But however, Moor has a capital M there. Looky. Proper person nounage going on there, right? Terrell Bey says the brothers hit some key pointers on this live. Islam, Brother Tyrell. Melissa Har says true, right?
You can call this, you can technically, for everybody on the East Coast, and actually those on Central Time as well, you can call this AstroCivics Sunday/Monday. This is an AstroCivics. This is the first and only AstroCivics Sunday/Monday.
Exactly, man. Because technically on the East Coast and Central Time, I think it's Monday. However, it's still on the Pacific. It's still Sunday. So yeah. So let's yield, man. Let's yield right there. That was Jeremiah 38:10 in the 1599 Geneva Bible. For those that want to see the word more in the Bible.
What day is it, bro?
Sunday, Monday. Let me stop. It's Sunday, Monday.
Sunday, Monday.
It's Sunday, Monday.
Saturday.
Oh. So, guys, any other questions, comments, and/or suggestions going once? Questions, comments, and/or suggestions going twice?
Study.
Be yourselves and donate.
And study yourself.
Right? I guess I normally don't do it. And thank you to those of you guys that are donating. I do my best to reciprocate in some kind of way and give you something for your donation, even though it's just like, well, I'm donating. I wasn't expecting anything. That's fine. But even on those like televangelist spots, they'd be like, for a love gift of $150, we'll give you this timeless iPod with all of this pastor's sermons on it. Like, and we'll also forward you this book for the same love gift. That's kind of how that goes, right? So I normally don't do this.
Free.
Indeed.
Just pay the shipping.
You guys are hilarious. You guys want to make a donation. If you guys, whatever donation you make, I split it with my beloved brother here, Brother Hasan Bey. All righty. So let's see. I'll put the Cash App. I normally don't do that because it's not my style. Right. So when it comes to this, when it comes to you guys wanting the AstroCivics comprehension, actually AstroCivics concept correction sessions. That's what I meant to say. That is also what I and Brother Aura come together and assist with for you all, so we make sure you have what you need. However, if you donate here, I will do the same as if you guys did a AstroCivics concept correction session. So let me put the Cash App there for donations, right?
By the way, bro.
What'd you say, bro?
Congrats. This is our completion of our 5th month, right, of AstroCivics Sundays. This is number 20.
Wow.
5 months of AstroCivics Sundays. And today's the 5th also.
5 months of Sundays.
5 months of Sundays on the 5th day of the month day.
Wow, that's right. Indeed. So just 2 moon cycles away from Cinco de Mayo, right?
Yeah.
Boom, there is the Cash App, guys. If you guys wanted to send a love gift, a non-obligatory love gift you can send if you like. Guys, schedule your Mirror AstroLiteracy sessions with any of us at 7 Hillstar, all right? You guys can also make sure you get your mental magician reports by our brother Sean O'Neill, right? As well as the tarot reports that he does also, right? As far as the Oracle card report, right? From brother Sean O'Neill. Guys, remember, sign up, and if you would like to get your AstroCivics concept correction sessions with Brother Aura and I, right? You can get that also. And you can just DM us directly, guys. If you don't want to use the number to text us, you can DM us directly on our Instagrams, right? 7 Hillstars on Instagram, just as 7 Hillstar, at 7 Hillstar. And, if you want to, not have to remember that, go to 7hillstar.com, go click on the About Us tab, and, you can direct message us. There are purple buttons that are next to each brother, and you can go there and get in contact with us through our Instagrams. All right. Mother Sahar says, no disrespect to anyone, but at least you're not charging 1,600 notes. For $8.88 a day, you too can feed a Moor Avenger. I'm kidding. No disrespect.
You too can feed an incompetent Moor.
Wow. Jesus, Bruce Lee Christ. Because it's, guys, a lot of the Moors that came before us with information, we do check what they say, because we have a different mindset. Our mindsets keep growing. So sometimes we come like, okay, that brother was on point. And then sometimes we be like, does this brother know they're technically doing Federal Reserve agency? Just wondering. It is what it is, right? So with that being said, guys, we love you so much. Look out for Intuition Monday, right? Brother Sean is still here with us, right? Kicking it in the green room. Brother Sean Aline L. And I think it's going to be him and Brother Terrell Tamari. I may show up also, guys. Of course, well, I'm always in the background, right? But I think the immediate presentation is Brother Sean Aline L and Brother Terrell Tamari Bey, right?
What is Title 25? Because I'm like, hold on. Because I know it's not war, because I think war is like 50 or something like that.
Oh my God. It's literally Indians or Indian Affairs or some shit, bro. Title 25.
Okay.
Like, if I'm not mistaken. You guys look that up, right? And we'll bring it up next.
I'm about to check it right now.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, we could, like, I know we brought it up so many times. Title 25, United States Code 5304. But what is the title? Is it like Indian Affairs or something?
That shit says Indians straight up.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I just thought it just says Indians. Exactly.
We don't identify as Indians, or Title 25 identifies you as such.
Yeah, basically, right?
And an Indian is a person and a slave.
Right. and even though Indians are to not be taxed, and it's like when you see it on the nationality cards that we have, we're not calling ourselves Indians. We're saying, hey, this is how you recognize in your system.
We're saying we're also not taxed.
Yeah, we're also not taxed. So how do you know? Okay, refer to that part and use that for the not taxing portion.
Remember,
even though we're not that, that's being referred to. Like, what you say, bro?
Remember, they had to stop being Moors to become Indians. That's how. That's how that works.
Sure, they definitely had to stop that. Jesus, briefly Christ. All right, guys. No more questions, comments, and or suggestions going thrice. We are going to yield the floor. We like to say thank you to everyone that's joined us. We appreciate you all. We will see you later on, for those of you that are on the East Coast and Central Time, later on today for Monday. And those of you that are Pacific Time, we will see you next day, right? Because it's still Sunday there for you guys, right? So I guess I would be dealing with Monday right now. Our brother R is dealing with Sunday still.
I'm doing AstroCivics Sunday right now. You interrupted my AstroCivics Sunday with your Intuition Monday right now, bro. What's going on? And then Brother Sean's in the background too. Is this a coup d'etat of the AstroCivics Sunday y'all taking over?
No, but that's actually funny as shit, though. Yo, that's funny as shit. Definitely not overthrowing.
Not overthrowing the AstroCivics lesson. All right, cool.
Yeah, that is so hilarious. You see how we're folding space and time, though? Look at that. So without further ado, we love you all. This is where we say namaste, 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 you all. Islam, Islam, Islam. Peace and love.
Peace and love on the 5th and the 6th.